I'm gonna be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea what to talk about this morning, and I figured it out. So last night I had an idea on what I was going to kind of share with you over my coffee this morning. I hope you can hear the birds. I decided to come out here and work. It's kind of overcast, and I'm gonna be out here as long as possible today. Uh, if you've looked at the planning guide, and I know there's a few of you who have, I mean, not many few, but just a few, then you saw that initially this was going to be titled Grace Over Grades with a little smiley face kind of emoji next to it. And that's not going to be the title. I'm going to change that. I'm not quite sure what the title of this is going to be. I'll figure it out kind of as I'm kind of talking through this and sharing this coffee with you. But, you know, earlier in the week, I went and had to clean up my room and did some more of that on a little bit more on Tuesday as far as organization and stuff goes. I didn't go back to the school, but I had to do more organization um, and things and kind of head out there. It was schoolwork kind of related. And so there was this wonderful high. I had this great energy and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, what's today? Thursday? Yeah. So Wednesday, it just shot back down again. And so it's the theme seems to be how to start the week with a good bit of energy, but how to keep that momentum as we get towards the end of the week. And if I'm having trouble doing it, if I'm having difficulty doing it, then it's pretty certain that most of you, a lot of you are. When I say most of you, it's only because I entered in more grades, and um, I use that as a sort of a litmus test as to how hard you are or are not working. There are a few of you who I wish I could give every one of you an award of some type because you are like a machine. You flawlessly do everything you're supposed to do, and then I tip my hat to you. I appreciate you immensely. So whenever I feel like I can't do any work, I just pause and think that I've got some students who even through all this are doing everything they're supposed to do. So it kind of keeps me going. So I don't know what the theme for this thing is, but uh, my momentum is slipping pretty quickly. So I'm trying to think of every bit of advice I've given you and trying to internalize that and do that myself. I'll keep doing that because one, it's what I have to do, but two, it's the right thing to do. So seniors, you're done this week. Some of you seniors probably already checked out. Um, but there's a lot of you who have done what you're supposed to do, so I appreciate that. Tomorrow is Friday, and so after this, we'll have 2 more weeks of grades, and then we're done. And so in those 2 weeks of grades, you know, there's a lot that's going to happen. There will be uh, assignments that you will have to turn in next week and the following week. So please make sure you're paying attention to that. If you don't turn that in, that will drastically reduce the grade that you can get on the weeks where you don't have to actually turn something into me. It's easier to get better grades because of what's there. It's easier to kind of check those off of the box for the week on what you have to do, and it's easier to receive full or almost full credit. This past assignment, I noticed there were less of you who actually committed to the cause and compared to last time and turned in your stuff, and so that'll be reflected in your grade. You'll see that. So reach out to people who are not doing anything or are struggling or are doing things and are still struggling. Um, this is this is just unprecedented, weird times. So I'm just ready for this to be over with and to get back into the classroom, get back to just doing things. I'm tired of kind of being home. To be honest with you, I mean I go out to the grocery store once a week to get what I need, and then you know exercise at home and around the neighborhood. But if it's boring and monotonous for me, pretty sure it's boring and monotonous for you. And then there's probably some of you who I don't know. I'd rather not know, but maybe you aren't adhering to all the stipulations. I'm sure that's not the case, but hopefully you are. So get outside before it rains today. Although I think it's maybe only like 20, 30% chance. So depending on where you're at, you may not see or get any rain. So no. Let's cut this short. I'll try to think of something witty tomorrow. Uh, those of you who aren't feeling this, I'm with you. It's just hard to keep that constant motivation all the time. Human beings, even for an introvert like myself, because I'm an extreme introvert. I'm basically a very high functioning introvert. I very much do well when I'm alone and not uh, not around crowds of people. I don't like being around crowds of people, which seems kind of odd considering I'm a teacher, right? But that's a special sort of. I got special coping mechanisms to actually deal with that. So you'll actually find a lot of teachers are introverts, and I'm sure if you sit back and reflect, you could probably look at all your teachers that you've had or have, and think, I bet you that one's an introvert. I bet you that one's an extrovert. So, but even being introverted as I am, I still do miss that occasional social kind of interaction and stuff like that. So when I was there on Monday cleaning out, I got to see a couple of people I work with, and it was fantastic to actually see people other than who your immediately family is. It was great. So I'm looking forward to that. So until then, keep drinking some coffee, keep doing what you've got to do as far as your work goes, and let's push past this. In 2 more weeks, this stuff is done. Tonight is Thursday. I think it's like an online awards ceremony. So I will be there for that. And then next Wednesday on the 20th, I think it's the 20th. The 20th, I think, is a Wednesday. Seniors, you'll be doing your drive-through thing, so we'll get a chance to wave hello to all of you then. Sun's starting to come out. There goes my shade. I'm gonna have to move. So that's all. I'm tired of squinting and looking at this thing. So good talking with you. See you tomorrow. Bye.